Hi, this is Lazy Mapper bringing you another variety map pack. These maps have been found in the Far Cry 5 Map Builders Club. This first map is made by Stone to Death 666 and the map's name is Cathedral of Doom. With Halloween being around the corner, I thought this would be a good map to showcase first. As you can see, the mapper put a lot of detail in the map. Now, I'm going to change my format slightly. A lot of people have been asking about tips and stuff, so as I'm going over the maps, besides saying what I like about the map, I might say, you know, where you can improve a little bit. Now, you can take what I'm saying with a grain of salt because you're the mapper and you make it the way you want. Also, I'll tell some tips for the players who play these challenging maps and maybe how to get through them. Now, bear in mind that I always enjoy all types of maps, all varieties. But, you know, I like to have a challenge to them. To me, if it ain't challenging, it's like missing the terrain in the map. To me, it's part of the map, the challenge. So as I was playing the map, I noticed a lot of detail in the map. You know, he's got the satanic symbols, you know, the statues, you know, the windows. They're all well put together. In fact, I noticed that he doesn't have any of the flashies that you see. It's when two assets are put together and they overlap a lot. You could see like a shift in the color of the wall and it like flashes at you. He did a real good job at it, and also how he staggered the waves where one would show up on the top part of the map and somebody would show up, a group of AI, the ghost AI would show up on the bottom. So the map wasn't like overwhelming where you couldn't survive. So the difficulty level was, I would say, high, but definitely playable. It wasn't too hard for me, at least. I did come close to dying a couple times, as Kemet1976 says. I almost got roasted. Or in Kemet's case, if you see him on Twitch, he might have been roasted. But yeah, check out Kemet's Twitch channel. Also, Fallen Champ, who has Far Cry maps on YouTube. Both great guys, both long-time map editors. This Cathedral of Doom map is an arcade-style assault map, which means you got a run and gun. Don't take all the heavies at once. Try to pick them off. Try to get one alone, jump on top of them, and beat this challenging map by Stone to Death 666. This next map by dNkLiberty or dNkLiberty is KEO Import Station. It's an outpost map, and my first tip for map editors and also the players is if you sometimes place your weapons down too far, they can get stuck on other assets. To get these loose, the player can kick them, and a lot of times it'll knock them loose so you can pick them up. Personally, I always have like a tough time laying down some weapons because I wanted to make it look natural, so I lay them on their sides, and sometimes they look like they're floating in the air. Curious if anybody has some tips out there for other map editors on what they do to help prevent that problem. I really don't have a solution. I just keep working at it until it works. Anyway, I enjoyed playing the KEO Import Station map. This outpost map looks well protected, and from the front has a lot of guards. Luckily, the mapper has put another way to get into the outposts, which I think is a smart move. As you get further into the outpost in the front entrance, you'll see some lighting, which is very nice, and also, you know, some towers in the back, mounted guns. The only odd thing that I thought was the tree placements, and you'll see that throughout the map. But other than that, everything else looks really great. The AI in this map seemed to be very sensitive to any movement, or if anybody got killed, the AI would be on high alert. I believe there's you could tweak that in the settings to have the guards have a higher alert status. I'm not sure if the editor used that modification. It just seemed to me when I was playing it. Also, if you notice, the tree was sticking out through the wall of the outpost. Maybe he wanted to use that as cover, but it actually hid the way to get into the map. It might have been harder for, you know, the average player to see that there's a grappling hook there, and also that if you wanted to put some cover on the map, I think maybe using some crates or maybe some rubble from the wall would have probably been a better idea. These are just tips to try and help editors improve the gameplay of the map. It's, you know, this map is actually really nice. It seems like fewer mappers are trying to make outpost maps on the consoles, so at least on the Xbox One. I did enjoy playing dNkLiberty's map. Coming up here, you'll see them flashies that I was talking about. It's the wall assets. They're actually, the editor lined it up perfectly. So what happens is I think the graphic card doesn't know which wall to show, so it flashes back and forth. So you have to nudge it up a little bit, or you know, you might have a little line there, but personally I'd rather have the line there than this wall or, you know, floor flashing at you. Here's a tip for the players. Now, I'm not the stealthiest player. You see me, I'll throw the C4 at these guards and blow them both up. You know, they didn't really see me. I have marked them, so I knew where they were at. So you don't have to be afraid to be a little loud and still complete the map, which I did undetected. So if there's any players watching this video, give KEO Import Station a try. It's a challenging outpost map. Now, for those players who like action-packed maps, Weshio made this map called Boarding Party, and make sure your guns are ready as soon as you join the map. As you're battling your way through this hallway to get to some facility. I thought the map was really great. Yeah, the custom designed the walls, even the floor looks pretty cool. The objects to use for cover I thought were great. He had enough weapons and health packs to keep the player fighting through, but yet it was still very challenging. As you see, I almost died a couple times. I enjoyed the action, as I'm kind of like a Rambo type player, and I thought he made a really great map here. The only thing I would maybe suggest is there's objects that you could use, the assets. Some people put things on the ground to keep the AI from all ganging up from you, kind of keeping them in the back, because at the very last end of the map there was no AI in the last corridor. Would have been pretty cool if he maybe saved some AI in the back, and there's ways to do that. Not only do you can put assets on the ground to stop the AI, you can actually flip over a fence and put it underground and not even be able to see it. To have a better understanding what I'm talking about, you could go in your nav mesh and put on for the AI, and you'll see where they can go and walk. And if you get a fence and put it underground, any of the type of fences, you'll see a green area. That means the AI won't pass it. Sometimes you might need two pieces, but it does work. I have used it in my maps. So these are just some tips that if you want to hold back some AI in certain areas. Now some tips for the players. If I start getting overrun, or you know, I'm not afraid to retreat. I'm not afraid to throw out a cake party. The cake party to me is when you throw out the C4 and you see some of the AI fly. Or maybe they want to play some frisbee, so you throw out a mine. This will help clear a path and you get on through. So give this map, Boarding Party, a try. It's a fun extraction map. The editor put a lot of detail. You see on the walls, it looks like, you know, after I blew up the AI, you see a lot of damage. It's a fun, quick, action-packed map. This next map by AW Lost Soldier is Medal of Honor, and it's like an arcade shooter. It's a fun map with loads of detail. He has put like layers of detail. You see in the wall, you can see how like it's broken through, it cracks. You see custom-made buildings in the background. He's also the one who runs Far Cry 5 Map Builders Club. He has contests on there for the best scenes. He's having one for this Halloween contest coming up. So if you have a good scene in your map, take a picture of it and send it to him. So if you're into scenery type maps, you could definitely want to look into joining this club, as you know, this club seems to have a lot of members who are into making really great scenery map. I always enjoyed maps with great scenery, but you know, I've also like to have a challenging map too. So if you have a map with a great scenery, don't be afraid to throw some AI in there also, and maybe it'll be put in one of my videos. I know AW Lost Soldier also has different versions of this map. I believe, even invincible map, and a cool looking nighttime version. Now personally, I'm not really into invincible maps, but to each his own. So the only suggestion I would say is, if you're going to have an invincible map, maybe you could have had the player area larger and went down further into the map to see all the great detail you put into this map. That's the only suggestion I would make if you you want to show off your map more. He looks like he put a tremendous amount of work into this map, and this version, I had fun playing it. I almost died there a couple times. And for the player, I suggest that you whip out your camera, take a look around, spot out some of the enemies, and start shooting away. I almost got a double kill with one shot here, but I didn't quite make it. So go check out ALW Lost Soldiers map, Medal of Honor, and maybe you like some of his other versions. Also check out the Far Cry 5 Map Builders Club. He's growing all the time. And one of the winners for the Ultimate Scene Contest was Dizzy Lucas. He had made a Stonehenge screenshot, which looked really great, but I wasn't able to play it or find it as a map. Hopefully he'll turn it into one. I'm sure some players would really like to see that amount of detail you put in the Stonehenge screenshot. But my channel's for the players also, so I will always look for gameplay in a map. It's very important for me, and I'm sure there are a lot that enjoy the challenge. Now, it is true that the console maps seem to get higher ratings when you have invincibility on, and to me that's pretty sad. But like I said, to each his own. You know, I guess there's a lot of kids that like invincible maps but don't understand how to win these maps. And that's what I'm here for too, for the players who like the challenge. And this map, Destroyed Town, has a tremendous amount of detail in it, and you can get killed, and I have. If I recorded all the times I got killed and made a video of it, it would be a very long video, especially if I had to restart it over and over again. Anyway, I want you to pay attention to this map and notice all the detail on the sides, the buildings. It really looks like a destroyed town. Also the gameplay. I'm almost getting rushed by the AI, but I throw them a cake party. A pound cake, that is, of C4. And a couple frisbees, so to clear the path to get to the other side. Now, I've made all kinds of noises and practically got seen all the time. And you may be surprised that I got undetected. Now, he only had 2 alarms in here, so it wasn't an extremely hard map, but I was surprised that I got undetected, as you'll see, with the enemy AI seems to see me from below. Now, this is a nighttime map. Sometimes, you know, at least I know from hearing from some PC guys that seems like some players frown on nighttime maps, but I enjoyed the lighting and stuff. You know, it's hard to see all the detail in this map because it is nighttime, but it gave you more of a suspenseful feel. You couldn't really see where all the AI were at. When I look in this building, you can see it's destroyed. Looks like some type of store. He has some things on the shelf. So no matter where I walk at, whether it's inside a building or just walking around outside, you see the rubble texture that he used, the trees, the leaves are blown off. All great amount of detail in this map to make you feel like you're in that war-torn, destroyed town that he named the map. In this part of the video, I thought it was kind of funny. I thought I'd be slick and try to take out the enemy AI because I could see him through the floorboards. So I shot my silent gun at him over and over again. I think I used all the bullets in the clip. Then I even whipped out the throwing knives. I still couldn't take them out, so I had to sneak around, and to my surprise I still got undetected. So even if you're a noisy player like me, you can still get undetected. I had a fun time playing this map, so look out for DZ Lucas. Seems like he's going to be a very great editor, and his map Destroyed Town. I want to take a couple seconds here to thank all my subscribers. I got over 250 subscribers now and still growing. I hope everybody sticks around for Far Cry 5, and you know, I keep putting out good content that everybody enjoys, and some tips on how to make some maps and some tips for the players. Thanks for watching Lazy Mapper. Be sure to check out the description in the video where I do a podcast this weekend with Kemet 1976.